Hi there, welcome to HJ Goes Live. Conversations on colour from Northern Ireland supported by Wella professionals. I'm Charlotte from Hairdressers Journal, and today we're joined by the lovely Joanne O'Neill, salon owner of Joanne O'Neill Hairdressing in Northern Ireland and Wella Passionista. Joanne's going to be sharing her expert hints and tips for prepping for the festive season, and she's also going to be sharing her experiences of being a hairdresser in Northern Ireland during the pandemic. And we'll be discussing what she's learned over the course of the year, both from a creative and a business perspective. For more information about the extensive colour portfolio available at Wella Professionals, and for more info on how Wella Professionals can help your business during these difficult times, go to www.wella.com/professional/en-home. Joanne, hi.
Hi, it's so
How,
nice to see you.
how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Lovely to see you. And I guess what everyone wants to know at the moment, because it's quite a topic being covered in the news, what is the situation with Northern Ireland at the moment and the hokey cokey kind of in and out of lockdown? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been very confusing
Yeah.
for everybody, for everyone. Um, yeah, one minute we're open and ready to go, and we're prepping and preparing, and then the next minute we're just in complete shutdown again. And
Yeah.
it's very, very frustrating for ourselves and for our staff and then our clients as well, because people are just waiting and waiting and waiting to get their hair done, to feel good. So yeah, it's been very, very frustrating. I'm very glad that I'm not a politician and having to make all these decisions. But I think for myself, just going by the science and the health professionals, you do worry because there's only so much you can control in your own environment. So it is it is worrying, but you want to stay positive. You want to know that let your clients know that you're there for them, that you want to, do as much as you can for them, but keeping everybody safe. So yes, it's been very frustrating.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's very important to stay safe and to keep people safe.
absolutely.
100%.
And so you're sadly closing again on Thursday evening, is that
Yes.
correct?
The
After you've
end
been
of
open for
work
a
on
week?
Thursday for 2 weeks, then that we will be
Yeah.
closed. So I think we reopen on Friday the 11th. We're allowed to open again on Friday the 11th. So pending maybe further lockdowns again, who knows
Yeah.
how, the R rate or whatever, if it goes up or whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of again keeping very positive, and I'm just getting people booked in again, starting on the 11th.
Mhm.
And you just have to just keep going forward and deal with things as they come along, I think is the best
And
idea.
I bet this past week has been absolutely mad for you working
Bedlam,
so many
absolute
hours.
bedlam.
Yeah.
Because one of my staff, unfortunately, her husband tested positive for COVID, and that just happened just right when we found out about, we were locking down. So clients that I had booked in for this week all
Yeah.
had to be rearranged and
Oh
cancelled or
gosh.
whatever. So it's very, very difficult, and it's heartbreaking as well because you can only do so many people, and we have to keep spaces in the salon as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very, very frustrating, but it's for all of us, not just for me. And I have to keep telling myself that it's no, it's global. It's not
Yeah.
even or area. It's all around the world.
Yeah, you have to think of the bigger picture, don't you? You
Yes,
can't just
you do.
be
I'm very, very fortunate. I know a lot of hairdressers all over the world. So you're on Instagram or social media, and you're hearing their stories
yeah,
and what they're doing about the pandemic and how they're keeping positive. And I think for me, social media has been so important. I love Instagram. It's one of my favorite
yeah,
social media sites. And so yeah, I love being on Instagram and Instagram stories and Instagram live, and just watching what other hairdressers are doing around the world, and it really helps you keep positive. And
amazing.
there's going to be an end to it. 2020
Yeah,
is going to come to an end, and the pandemic will come to an end.
yeah,
Because I believe in science, and I think they're going to get us out of this. So it's just being patient and waiting. Yeah.
absolutely. And during this time, kind of leading up to Christmas, obviously a lot of people traditionally would be coming in buying gifts. what's the situation with that? And what kind of retail tips and advice do you have for anyone watching?
Well, as much as I love Instagram, I am a technophobe. I can't do really anything. I can't really work Facebook. I'm not good at that kind of thing. But what I've done is, because of course we were all getting so geared up for Christmas. We've already got our stock in. So I set up an online shop. Now,
Cool.
if I can do it, anybody can do it, that's for sure. So I did an online shop and
Brilliant.
just put on all my favorite products that I use on a daily basis in the salon that my clients know that I use. Kind of, I call them my hero products. And I put them all online. So all the lovely Christmas gifts that are there from Wella, and I love the new Colour Fresh masks,
Yeah.
which are really easy to use at home, and the smell and the fragrance from them is just absolutely divine. So I think people will really
Mm.
love those, and for their Zoom calls, and
Yeah.
maybe for feeling a bit festive, get your hair into good condition. Because I think it's very important, I suppose, not to have clients running out and buying box dyes. It's going to be a nightmare for me as a hairdresser to have to try and fix these horrible box dyes. And people could turn. I had this conversation with a client. She's quite blonde and she's thinking she'd like to go dark. And I'm saying, be very careful what you're putting in your hair,
Yeah.
because green is a color that can come quite quickly if you just stick brown on top of your lovely blonde hair. So something like a colour fresh mask would be ideal for her. Why don't you go like a lovely warm brown, or a lovely, chocolate, or a lovely even rose blaze or something. So there's lots of choice there, but it's just getting that information to your client.
Yeah.
And again, I like the Instagram live, or even doing a Zoom call like we're doing, just to
Yeah.
have a chat with somebody if they're
Yeah.
worried about their hair or
And
feeling down, because we have that connection with people. So it's keeping that open, and being able to chat to people, and just help them.
that's amazing that you do offer a personal kind of one-on-one service, even when people are in different forms of lockdown. And I guess you've had some clients that might be shielding or they just can't come
Yes.
into the salon for a really long time. So what kind of experience have you given them, even though you can't do any hands-on work with them?
What I've done, and again, as I say, I'm putting myself in front of the camera. It's not easy for me, and I do it. I love hairdressing. I love the education and sharing ideas, but I'm uncomfortable myself when I'm on camera. But I've done my own hair on camera,
Oh, nice.
how to use products on their own hair, and I'm really going to try and do some more of that these next 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
sharing some ideas on how to maybe use the from the family of Colour Fresh, maybe how to touch in your roots, even if your
Oh,
blonde
cool.
hair is growing out and you've got this dark regrowth coming through and there's grey all through it, that we could use something maybe very natural just to disguise the grey hair, and then maybe use
Ah,
something quite bright on the ends. And even
cool.
for my own hair, I've just kind of let it wash up, and I'm going to try some of the new colours through it and give everybody even a laugh, or something to experiment, which is quite fun. And again, maybe using some of the styling products that they don't get time to think about. Now
Yeah.
we've got a little bit of time, and we can use some of the styling tools and some of the products, and see what it is to give your hair a bit of volume, or maybe put a plait in, or just to
Yeah.
share with people. But my priority through the lockdown has been people that are shielding.
Mhm.
My mum, my aunts, I have really prioritised those people
Amazing.
in my hairdressing life, because the rest of us can do our own hair, and we can mess about, and we get on with other things. They don't have much to do during the day. So
Yeah.
for me, talking to people, it's been very important to speak to people that are shielding, and just to give them a wee laugh through the day, or just a lift. Really important.
Oh, I bet that really helps. Like,
It,
it's
it,
so
it
lovely to,
just, because
yeah.
even dialing in with them and finding out what they're up to, and it just
Yeah.
gives me a lift. So
Oh,
really important.
I know before we started recording, you were talking about how much joy you get from being with clients and being there for them and being available for them, and how difficult it's been in the last couple of weeks when you've had to move everyone around and lengthen appointment times and stuff. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
yes, I think for the first time in my 30 years hairdressing, it has been. I don't want to be. I've never been a negative person ever. I've always been an optimist and always an optimistic outlook as well. It's always like the glass is full. For me, it's never empty. So, um, it's been difficult for me because I've never had to say no ever in my life. And this is the first time I've had to say, I can't fit you in. We've had to have longer appointment times. I can only use, the corners of the salon to make sure that we have enough distance for people. Some of the appointments that I would do, I'm a big colour, I love colour. So a lot of the full head bleaching, the
Yeah,
long balayage, things like that, I've not maybe been able to fit in. A
yeah,
lot of the highlighting, I've not been able to fit in. So I've really been concentrating on doing like root touch-ups and maybe just Lux Lights. Wella brought in this lovely Lux Light technique, which has been brilliant in the salon. So I've been doing things like that to try and get clients, and we've been really busy. But there's a lot of clients I've not been able to service, and that has been absolutely heartbreaking for me. Because the salon's quite small, and one of my main staff, she's off. She's had a beautiful wee baby boy, so she's off. He's only like 3 months old, and she's on a maternity, which I really want her to enjoy. I don't want her feeling under pressure
yeah,
to come back to work at this time because I feel responsibility for my staff as well as my clients coming into the salon. So it's been a really, difficult time. But I want people to feel safe. And I think it's testament to hairdressers because staff do feel safe. And that is why they want to come and have their hair done. And they keep saying, I feel very safe here,
yeah,
more safe than if I'm going to Tesco or wherever shopping. So the salon has been a very, very safe environment for people. And it always has been. We've always been cleaning and keeping the place spotless, and all our equipment and tools are clean and spotless. So people do feel very safe, thank goodness. And I think they can't wait to get back. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to get back to normal.
yeah,
So yeah, we have a lot to look forward to.
definitely. And in terms of the time that you're closed, are there any kind of any advice that you'd give from an educational point of view or a business point of view, the things that you can be doing during that downtime?
Yeah, well, at the start of the lockdown, back wherever March time, and during the whole summer period, myself and my staff, we used, Wella had this education online. It is just an amazing platform. And we used that the whole of lockdown, and we went right back and did all the fundamental basics on
Mm.
colour. Do you know what? It was so refreshing and it was so good to do. You could do it in your own time, and then there was a certificate at the end. So the girls just loved posting the certificate on their Instagram, and it got clients saying, "Oh, I can't wait to get back." So the other thing that I love to use is Wella do their Facebook global page. And on there are hairdressers from all over the world. It is just amazing. From Australia, America, different techniques that we wouldn't maybe see here. Um, Mixtures that we don't really see, so it's just an amazing platform. Like something I didn't do before lockdown would have been Facebook. I wouldn't do Facebook. I just never liked it. But for the training aspect of it, I think it's really, you won't be able to do without it. It's just amazing. And Wella now have their colour charts online, and there's Instagram. I think it's Wella UK and Ireland. And on there, you can follow all the hair Wella Passionistas. I'm a Passionista, so I love colour. So it's very, very important for my salon because about 2 years ago, I changed the salon from a full service salon to a colour service salon. So we stopped wearings and blow dries and things so as we could concentrate on colour, so as we could be colour specialists. And I did the master colour program as well. And it was just life changing for me at that time. So I am so looking forward to getting back. And I'm working on a colour menu, and I've lots of great ideas for to bring clients back to the salon, and lots of ways of changing their colour and exciting people about colour. Well, to make them as excited about it as I am, because I really, I just love it.
I'm sure the feeling is infectious. I'm getting excited about colour just talking to
I
you.
love, yes, I love it. And do you know what? It's nice for people when they're in that you always have another idea
Yeah.
just to tweak their colour. I very rarely do the same colour twice. There's
Oh,
always something
cool.
different in the mixture. We're always, going a little bit warmer or a little bit cooler, or, we're always changing.
Oh,
So
that's
you
it.
never get the same colour twice with me. It's always
Everything's
forward
bespoke and
thinking because fashion changes. And I love fashion myself. I love the fashion industry. So I follow it quite closely, and I'm very lucky to get to go to fashion weeks around the world. So I was able to nip in and out just during the lockdowns as well, in Milan and Paris. So you're seeing the new clothes, and you just want to bring that back to people.
yeah.
You want to bring it back and make them excited for the year ahead.
So in terms of colour for kind of the festive season, and everyone's kind of gatherings are going to probably be on Zoom, the office parties, the Friendsmasses, everything like that. Is there any particular colours you're excited to try on clients, hopefully fingers crossed, before they have their
Well,
festive parties?
going to do is I'm going to keep everybody with a certain amount of lightness in their hair. And what I think about that is that even if your roots are growing out, you've got this little bit of shadow through your hair, you can change this bit. You can make this bit maybe with a copper in it, or like a rose blaze, which is like a lovely purpley
Oh,
color, purpley brown. It's gorgeous. It's even gorgeous on top of blonde hair. You can use it in just little ribbon pieces, or you could use it all over. So I'm going to try and keep people with their natural root, and maybe put like some lights, especially around the face, because on a Zoom you don't really see, you can't see the back of my hair that I haven't touched. You can only see the front where I straightened it. So, you know,
same with the colours.
you just want to see, get a nice shine going in this, in your hair. And so I think the color masks are going to be incredible, so you can really go a pop of pink, or there's a beautiful mint as well, which is gorgeous. Or you can just have a lovely gloss of golden over your hair, just
Yeah.
make it like 70s and have the flicks going on. So yeah, I think there's going to be, quite a buzz and excitement about Christmas if there's office parties, because the color fresh mask, if you use it in some of the bright colors, they wash away completely. There
Yeah.
is no color residue, so you can be as bright as you like for the office party
Yeah.
and just change back to
And then you're
normal
ready for your
after. Yeah,
business meeting the next day.
exactly.
So kind of after the festive season and everyone's done their kind of colour experiments, how are you prepping ahead for the new year from a colour perspective, and how are you enticing clients back to the salon?
Well, for me, last year everybody was going grey. They wanted their roots to grow out grey. And as soon as the lockdown happened and we got through the summer and people were totally fed up with grey hair, they really are. I am going to be concentrating on beautiful natural colour is what I want to do. Because I use a lot of glossing techniques. So I'm a big fan of Illumina colour, and also a big fan of the new Collison Perfect Me Plus, which is a great product to use for glossing techniques as well. So you've got a wider range of colour there. So I am intending that when my clients come back, we're going to keep roots as close to natural, get rid of the grey. We're going to use foiling techniques and balayage techniques to really lighten and frame the face. And then that's going to allow people to have this variety of colour where they can, really change with either the glossing service, or they can use the colour masks at home, that they can really liven their hair up. So, because I think when we get back, there's going to be some major, maybe tweaking of the hair to try and get it back to where we want it to be. Because a lot of times, if people are dyeing their own hair at home, which they will do, let's be honest, people can't resist it. It's very hard. Your hair makes you feel good. So I think what I'll be doing is adding in these little pieces of light to try and break up the old colour that they've been putting in, and then maybe using glossing services, which will help them come back to the salon. It'd be like an ongoing process, and that's how I've thought about my colour menu as well. You can't really do a big transformation and then go, and it's not going to be okay. The big transformation has to be looked after. So clients need to be kind of educated a little bit to know that, well, if you've done this to your hair, there's going to be consequences. We're going to have, but I don't want to make people feel that they're going to have to spend lots of money on their hair. Not at all. I wouldn't want my clients to think that. So we'll do little tweaks, but try and do them more often.
Nice. I like the little but often kind
Yeah,
of phrasing. Yeah.
yeah, little but often.
Yeah.
Don't make it like it's a big fortune of money. And the other thing as well is I'm going to be offering clients, maybe if they wanted to buy vouchers in advance for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had the voucher, maybe they had, a £10 voucher, a £20 voucher, and kind of just reserve it, that whenever their colour appointments are coming up, that they can use them for that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an idea. It's just something I've been thinking about.
I
But
guess that helps with different kind of stages of lockdown, and if tier
yeah,
systems are coming in and stuff, and kind of gives them something to look forward to that they can redeem at a
or
later time.
they want to, but it's not. It's just like a wee, and even if they want to use it on a product or something, that's
Yeah.
fine. Or give it to a friend. So again, with vouchers and things, I've never been a person to put a date on
Okay.
vouchers. So as long as they're, they use them, whatever. Maybe not in 10 years' time or something, but
Yeah.
never been somebody that says no, you can't use that voucher. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a fair way of doing it with people, helping them to spread the cost a little bit.
Definitely. And kind of talking about your worth and the value of the industry and the value of the services that you provide, have you noticed a shift in public perception of hairdressing and hairdressers?
Absolutely, on a daily basis, between messages and people saying, "Please, I can't wait to get my hair done," and I miss clients as much as they miss me, really and truly. I think hairdressing, maybe more now than ever, people really do just love having their hair done, and they love the salon environment that they,
Yeah.
that they go to, and it's like an extended family, really. It is. So yeah, I think people really do value the service. But I think for hairdressers, we need to value ourselves as well, on a monetary level, and for time and effort. And I think the only way to achieve that is to have yourself educated, to really, boost your confidence in your techniques and your abilities. And the only way is through education and meeting, like-minded people and growing
Yeah.
together. And that really does give you self-worth. And then you can forward that on to your clients, because if you don't have a self-worth, people don't have confidence in you. So
Yeah.
you have to really kind of gain that, and you gain it, by doing your education 100%.
Amazing. And what are you what are your learnings from this year from a creative and colour perspective?
Oh my goodness. Do you know what? I'm such a visual person. And I've been doing every opportunity that we can get through the lockdown. If there's a moment that we can get together with a photographer and, makeup artist, or whatever we can work with at the time, whatever's allowed.
Yeah.
I've been making wigs, I've been colouring, I've been
Ooh.
I've been working. Honestly, it's a bit like knitting. I lift the hair and I, work away at the hair,
Yeah.
and it's been absolutely brilliant. So I've got the wigs set up, and I colour the wigs, and I shape them and curl them and experiment. Some of it works and some of it doesn't, but it's been really, really good fun.
Yeah.
And I'm a very visual. I love creating images and photographs, and I'm on a really great team at the minute as well, and we're all a little bit mad together, and yeah, so that's been really good. And you know what I've learned as well is maybe just taking a step back's not a bad thing. For years I worked, really, really hard, really long hours, maybe not spent too much time at home. I've always been, working in the salon. I've also took a bit of a side step to do a bit more creative work that I've always wanted to do, and that's been really good for me as well. So yeah, I think I've learned to kind of take time for myself, and maybe reevaluate things that I've always wanted to do, and just do them, because time passes so quickly
Yeah.
as well. So no, do you know what I'm going to say? I've had a great time, in one way, kind of connecting with myself and connecting with creativity, and I've done a little bit of drawing, I've done a little bit of gardening. I've actually learned to bake, which I've never done in my life. So my
Congratulations.
daughter's really enjoyed it. She's 12 and she loves baking and knitting and crocheting and clothes and stuff. So I can't do any of that, but she can. So we've been helping each other.
Oh, cool.
But it's been, as much as it's been tough business wise and keeping focused and reevaluating and helping people, it's been a good family time as well.
Amazing. It sounds like all of the creative stuff you've been doing sounds really nourishing, but also helpful to apply it then back when you are back in the salon and you can be creative on hair again and with people.
Yes, 100%.
And from a business perspective, have you learned anything important this year?
I think because I changed the salon a couple of years ago, focusing in on colour, it's actually given me a little bit of time to think about that and, you know, refocus myself thinking about the colour menu, about making things um, easy for people to understand. Because I suppose at the time I just changed everything and I didn't want to alienate anybody, but it's kind of re-educating people that the service that you do is just that wee bit different.
Yeah.
It's more bespoke and yeah, for people to kind of really elevate the colour. It's not just a matter of coming in and having something mixed and put on. It's making your client think about their hair, think about, having a colour that's more natural looking, think about where you're placing the colour, and all these things, learning and investing in my own education is something that I needed to think about. And I suppose it really teach clients that what I'm offering is just that wee bit different. It's that wee bit special.
Yeah.
And it definitely works. We've had great results from it. People have really loved their colour. Do you know what? I'm more ignited in colour as well. I'm more excited about doing it. And honestly, I can't wait to get back to the salon. I can't wait for 2020 to be over. And that sounds very negative, which I hate being negative, but roll on January. That's all I can say.
Agree. I feel like you're not being negative, you're being positive towards the new year.
Yes, absolutely. And Pinterest is something else that I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I love Pinterest. So I am
Yeah.
working on making lovely boards for the colours, and then I'm going to share them with clients. And I make clients their own board as well,
Oh
and I
my
share
gosh.
that with them. So do you know what? It's just a real pleasure to do something like that because it's very creative and colourful, and yeah, it just makes you feel good. It makes you look forward to seeing people.
Yeah, and personal, and like you're so
Personal.
invested in their hair journey and their
Yes.
color journey. That's
Yes.
very cool. I'm sure people watching today will definitely take that advice on board. Like, I would love if my hairdresser was doing that for me and taking me on a
He
journey.
likes to sleep. Instead of looking at them, I've got a couple of clients, and I won't name them and embarrass them, but a couple of clients that are texting me at 1 in the morning and they're saying, "Joanne, are you still awake?" Sharing things, and then I'm answering them back and they're going, "I'm going to sleep now. Go away."
And you
So,
too.
yeah.
Oh, so have you got any kind of final words and advice for people that are going to be watching this today to kind of get them through
Well,
these last few weeks of this year that's
you know
been
what? Just
crazy?
for me, just keep positive. Keep educating yourself, keep watching everything online. I'm a really big fan of social media, especially Instagram, and I think keep connected with people, keep sharing your ideas and your thoughts and your worries, because other people have worries as well, other hairdressers. So if you have worries, get on the Wella Global page and share your ideas and your worries, and you'll see that we're all in the same boat, and just kind of keep taking small steps forward and look forward to January.
So excited. It has been an absolute treat
Oh, thank
talking
you
with
so much. It's
you,
been
Joanne. It's
lovely. Thanks for having me.
so
Thanks for
nice.
the journal, and thank you to Wella as well. Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to say thank you to Wella Professionals for supporting this episode today. I'm going to call it episodes. And if you guys want any more information about the extensive colour portfolio available at Wella Professionals, you can head just below us in the comments where you can click on the hyperlink that will take you to Wella Professionals homepage. Once again, Joanne, it has been wonderful. and lovely to see you. And thank you for bringing such optimism and
Thank you very
positivity
much, and
to
thanks
the
for having
discussion.
me.
Bye.
Bye.